Welcome back. This is Art at Home with Miss Beth, and this week we're going to be working with some lines. So last week we did a little unit with colors. You guys are familiar with that. We're going to be using a little bit of color today as well, but we're going to talk about line. What is a line? So anytime that you connect two dots, you form a line. So lines can be straight, lines can be wavy. I'm going to give you a little trivia here. In nature, you will not find a straight line at all. So if you go and look like you think, oh, this blade of grass is totally straight. If you looked at it under a microscope, you would see that it's live and it's got little feelers, so it's not straight at all. The only things that are straight are man-made lines, which, I mean, if you're in a room right now, I'm looking up at my ceiling, man-made lines, they're very, very, very straight. And they actually, with shapes, geometric shapes, that's another thing too. We're just going to talk about line today though. So let's do this. Line has the ability to show emotion. It's used a lot of time to outline and indicate a shape. But if we take a line, so I'm going to do a dot here. And I put another dot right next to it, but I'm going to just connect them. I'm going to go connected. Okay, so I have a circle. You're right. I'm going to make this into a face. So I've got a dot and a dot. Okay, and then I think I'll do a tiny bit of a nose here. How does this person feel? Lines can do a lot with that. If I wanted to make this a mad person, I would do this. Sometimes I feel like that. See if I can erase it very well. Okay, if I wanted it to be surprised, I would do and I'd probably do the little mouth down here too. If, let's see, I just wanted it to be happy or calming. Oh, maybe that one looks scared. Yeah, it does kind of look scared. So lines can do a lot with emotions. We have skinny lines. We have thicker lines. See if I can do it with my expo, a little thicker. We have lines that are vertical. We have lines that are horizontal. We have lines that are diagonal. We have lines that are curvy or wavy. All different types of lines, and depending on how you use those lines, it's going to give your viewer an interpretation of what you're making. We're going to do something with line. We're also going to do something with pattern. So, pattern, there's one key word for pattern. Pattern is repetition. So, if you repeat a line, if you repeat a color, if you repeat a shape, that is a pattern. Clothing, a lot of times, has pattern. If you look down at what you're wearing right now, I've got these little checkers. So there's little squares that are repeated all over. Pattern. If you repeat, let's say, red, red, blue, red, red, blue, red, red, blue, that also is a pattern. It's a color pattern. We have shape patterns as well. And I'm going to bring these over. So I've got these flowers. I've got pink, green, pink, what comes next? Green, and then pink. The thing is with this, we're repeating color, we're also repeating shapes. So these are flowers. Pink flower, another shape. You can repeat hearts, you can repeat stars. As long as it's repetitive, as long as you have that repetition, then that is pattern. So today, this is what you're going to do. This is just a regular piece of paper. It's an 8.5 by 11. We're going to make this. We're going to do origami. Who likes origami out there? Origami is one of my favorite things to do. With origami, we need to make this into a square. So a really easy way to do it, we're going to fold it like so. Ta-da. Okay, so I just folded it like that. I've got scissors up here. We're going to cut this part off very carefully, maybe not the straightest, and then you have your square. Once you have your square, I want you to fill one side with pattern all over it. I used some greens and some purples because I thought they would be pretty together, and this is what I did. So, with my pattern, I have skinny, thick, skinny, skinny, thick, skinny, skinny, thick, skinny, skinny, thick, that you can see. And then I went through and I did dots, all over. So I have a wonderful, and these are diagonal lines, so I repeated lines, I repeated some shapes here, and you do whatever. Fill it. It's kind of nice too. Maybe if I would have had a crayon. Crayons would work with this. You don't have to use marker. You can use anything that you want, anything that you have at home. And you could have colored the whole back because this is all going to be white. We're going to change this piece into this little snack bowl. And this one's a plain one. This is just a plain, ordinary piece of paper. But so you are going to take your beautifully patterned piece of paper. And when I do origami, I have some certain folds that I like to do. First fold, and I don't know that it's going to matter where your pattern's going to be. Let's just see what happens with this one. I'm going to do a diagonal fold. So with a diagonal fold, I'm going to line up my two corners like this. And when I do my origami, I like to say, make those, woo, I've got stuff on here yet, make those edges crispy. So I like to take and do this, and do this, and then we're going to open it up. We're going to do it again the other way, so another diagonal fold. We want to have a multiplication. We're going to do math again today. We need to have the times symbol in there. So if I take the other two, line them up, and my color is going in again. Lay it down, and then we're going to go with our nails. The more you have a crispy edge, the way better it is when we're folding. We're going to open it. Aha. So, can you see with my folds, I have a multiplication symbol. Okay, we're going to do a book fold, and with a book fold, we're going to hold it this way, and I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to keep my pattern on the outside this time. So we're kind of flipping it around. I'm going to go, and I'm going to fold my two edges together. And when I do that, crispy, crispy edges, aha, I'm going to have the subtraction sign. Do you see the subtraction sign? But you know what? I want to change this into a plus. How am I going to do that? I do it this way, and then I line up my corners again, like so. Crispy, crispy edges. Aha, there we go. Aha, do you see that? So I've got the plus, and I've got the multiplication there. So this will kind of sit, we watch on our table. So I'm keeping the pattern side out. I'm going to lay this down. And you can see it's already starting. We're going to make this into a square, a smaller square. So my sides here are going to push in. So I've got it like this. So my multiplication side goes in, and this is a squash fold. So I have it like this. And do you see this square? There's a square there and a square there. We're going to take it and we're just going to go and squash it. Easy. Do we do it again so you can see it? I'm going to try it one more time. So we had it like this, and it's popped up like a little tent. And then we just push these two in like so, you can see. And then we just squash them. Absolutely beautiful. This is all the open parts. So we're going to take one, and you can see the inside here. We're going to take one, and we're going to fold it back to make it into a triangle. One, and then crispy, crispy edge. So I have this, like so. Like math, what you do to one side, you gotta do it to the other. So we're gonna flip it this way, and I'm gonna peel it down to the bottom and make another triangle. Maybe. Okay. And then I'm gonna crisp that edge. I think I'd get them crispier when I lay them down. Okay. So this is what I have now. So I've got these two up, I've got these down. Okay, we're going to open that. And it's math. We do one side, we're going to have to open the other side. squash it. There we go. Okay, so with this, this is gonna be a little harder squash fold. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, so this is the open parts, right? You're gonna take, and you've got there's a line here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you're gonna take this little corner, all of this side, and line it up to the middle. So I'm just gonna go like this. This is gonna be like a kite fold. I think that's what I would call it. Let me put it down here. Okay. So we have a kite fold. This is half of the kite. Got to do it to the other side as well. Take this long edge and line it up into the center. So that, sorry, it's kind of hard to, there we go. So now we have this and this. You're going to flip that over and do it to the other side as well. So you've got your side. Your side wants to come down to there. And it's easier when it's laying flat. I'll do it to both sides so that it'll look like a kite. Ta-da! Okay, we're going to do another squash fold. And this one is probably the hardest that we have. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to hold these here. Right now you can see you've got a line here and a line here. We're going to open these up and they'll kind of lay against it. And I'll do this a couple times because you'll want to see it. It's not easy. Okay, so I'm opening it up so it's not flat anymore. It's got 3 dimensions. I kind of call this one a hoodie. Kind of looks like it's like you have a little head in here, and I want to keep this closed, like I'm closing up my hoodie. And this is a squash. It's going to come down, push, and then you have this wonderful shape down here. It kind of looks like a diamond. Can we see that again? Let me open it back up. Okay, so it was super, super flat, right? And then you've got the line there and a line there. We opened it, and then we pushed it. So you can see it's a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, okay? Now, what we do to one side, gotta do it to the other. So we're gonna flip it here. There's my hoodie again, remember? And you've got the line here and the line here, and then we're gonna open up our hoodie. No, stay down. We're gonna keep the neck closed, and then we're gonna fold it a little bit. Oop, pop it out all the way, like that. And then I'm still holding here where the neck is, so I'm gonna flatten that one out a little. And just make sure too, though, that it wants to lay so that it all expands. Okay, so hoodie, right? I'm gonna hold these down. I'm gonna squash it, and it will squash all the way out into this beautiful diamond shape. Okay, we're gonna flip it upside down where it's open again. And with that open, we're gonna take this top of your diamond, the point, and it's gonna fold all the way down. So I just took it, I did one all the way down, and it kind of hangs over at the bottom. We're gonna fold that up. We just made a pocket. So inside here, we're gonna take this and we're gonna throw it inside that pocket. It's gonna hold these two down and squash it. Okay, I will do it again on the other side so you see. So this way, if I peek in here, that's where my pocket's going to be. But before I do the pocket, I have to fold this down to make it into a triangle. And then I have this little tab here. I'm going to fold it up. And the only reason I do that is it'll tuck in better and it'll become tighter. So on the inside, you still have these 2 little V things. We want to put this over like an envelope. And you're going to do the top of your envelope inside. So all of your folds are very important. And I tucked it in, tucked it tight so it's not going to go anywhere. Same and same. So we're going to open it again here. And then I open it again on this side so you can see. I'm going to flip it I'll do that again so you can see it. So I've got it like this, and on here you can open one, then you can open the other. Ta-da! Okay, we're going to do the pocket again, so you're going to do triangle down. But this time, your pocket doesn't have the extra pieces. So it's just going to turn over and tuck in. And it's not as thick as the other side was. Looks like a little boat now. And I'm still making those edges crispy. And then with this one, triangle down. And then we just flip it inside itself to make its own little pocket. We're just about done, guys. So I see the bottom is going to be where my pattern is. So we're going to flip it again. And then we very carefully start opening it. So this opens, and it opens, and the bottom starts to flatten out. And I just keep kind of messing with it till it's all the way out. Aha. And see, there's my pattern. So I think next time if I would do this again, if I want the pattern on the inside more, we would fold our diagonals differently. So this is a beautiful little patterned snack bowl. Yay. And with videos too, guys, it's really important if you can go back and pause it and see what I did. That helps a lot with origami. I'm going to challenge you to do the ball, but see if there's other types of origami that you like to do, and maybe you want to send them to me and we can do them all together too, because origami is my absolute favorite thing to do. Thank you so much, guys, for doing line and pattern with me, and if you want to send anything in for me to look at, go for it. I would love to see it. Stay well and have a lovely day. Thanks, guys.